Think SUVs are all about hauling kids and groceries? Think again. From mind-melting acceleration to jaw-dropping horsepower, these 10 beasts don't just drive, they dominate. In this countdown, we're ranking the fastest, most insane SUVs on the planet. Buckle up. Your jaw's about to hit the floor. In 2025 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat. The Dodge Durango Hellcat doesn't creep off the line, it cannonballs. Under the hood, a supercharged 6.2L Hemi V8 exhales 710 horsepower and 645 lb-ft of torque through an 8-speed torque-a-flight, while full-time all-wheel drive claws at the asphalt. Engage launch control, and this 3-row beast rockets to 60 mph. In just 3.5 seconds, faster than many two-seat sports cars half its size. Why so savage? A 2.4L twin-screw blower spins to 14,600 RPM, shoving 11 psi into forged pistons the instant you touch the throttle. Zero lag, pure neck-snapping power. A reinforced drive shaft and electronic rear differential bias torque to the rear, only sending it forward when wheel spin strikes. Sticky 305-section Pirelli Scorpion, 0 tires, adaptive Bilstein dampers, and brake-assisted launch control keep this 5,300 lb bruiser pointing straight. Even with 3 rows and an 8,700 lb tow rating, it rips. NH certified, it can conquer the quarter mile in 11.5 seconds before you even finish a podcast intro. Inside, sepia leather buckets embrace a flat-bottomed wheel and a 10.1-inch Uconnect 5 screen, flaunting boost gauges, G-meters, and countdown timers, daring you to hit run again. An unapologetic V8 swan song that hauls kids, boats, and egos at warp speed. Starting at about 84,195, supercharged Fury or instant e-boost, which one lights your fuse? Comment 8-cylinder power or e-torque below. Then stick around. These next 5 SUVs are about to bend the laws of physics. 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. The 2021 Grand Cherokee Trackhawk doesn't just drive, it devours pavement. 0 to 60 mph in 3.5 seconds, powered by a supercharged 6.2L Hellcat V8 pushing 707 horsepower and 645 lb-ft of torque through an 8-speed automatic and full-time all-wheel drive. This 5,356 lb monster storms the quarter mile in 11.6 seconds. Quadra-track. S-locks the center clutch for textbook launches, Bilstein adaptive dampers curb squat, and 2-on-95-section Pirelli Scorpion Zeros dig in for maximum grip. 6-piston Brembos bite 15.7-inch front rotors, larger than a Viper's, to stop 60 mph in just 114 feet. Yet the Trackhawk is still practical. A 7,200 lb tow rating and family-size cargo space mean drag strip glory doesn't cancel weekend errands. Inside, Laguna leather sport buckets, a suede headliner, and an 8.4-inch Uconnect hub turn the cockpit into a telemetry lounge. SRT performance pages, log boost, G-forces, and 0-1000 challenges, while an 825W Harman Kardon audio system tries, and often fails, to drown out the supercharger's Banshee wail. Stickered new at roughly $91,665.8. 2025 Mercedes-AMG GLC 63. SE performance meets electrified fury. The 2025 AMG GLC 63 SE blasts to 60 mph in a verified 3.4 seconds, making it the quickest GLC in AMG history, 0.3 faster than the outgoing V8 model. Its secret? A 469 horsepower 2.0L Turbo 4 with an F1-style electric exhaust gas turbo paired with a 201 horsepower rear motor. Together, they unleash 671 horsepower and 752 lb-ft of torque through a multi-clutch transmission and rear-biased 4MATIC Plus 4 Catapult launches that keep pulling through the 1.4 mile in 11.5 seconds. A 6.1 kilowatt battery acts like a supercapacitor, recharging from 25% to full in about 7 minutes, then dumping an 80 kilowatt burst for 10-second overboosts. Despite the battery, curb weight stays in check at 5,181 lbs. AMG ride control dampers plus rear-wheel steering shrink the turning circle to hatchback size. Braking, brutal. Just 107 feet from 60 mph on composite rotors. Inside, the tech matches the thrust. A 12.3-inch digital cluster and 11.9-inch portrait touchscreen run the latest infotainment, while Ibiza Club ambient lighting pulses with your drive mode. Sport buckets in MBEX microfiber grip hard without killing comfort. And an AMG performance. Wheel keeps race mode toggles at your thumbs. Starting around $87,200, this is AMG's bargain ticket to F1 grade acceleration. Love the howl of turbos at full chat? Subscribe now. You don't want to miss the next adrenaline blast. 2025. Bentley Bentayga Speed. At 3.4 seconds to 60 miles per hour, the 2025 Bentayga Speed is the quickest production Bentley ever, matching a 911 Carrera, while tipping the scales at nearly 5,500 lbs. Bentley retires the W12 and hot rods its twin-turbo 4.0 LV8 to 641 horsepower and 627 lb-ft of torque. Twin-scroll turbos nestled in the hot V-Nuke lag, feeding an 8-speed automatic and rear-biased all-wheel drive that hurls power to all four corners. Rear axle steering pivots the back wheels 5° opposite the fronts, below 37 mph, carving city corners before locking in for Autobahn stability. A 48-volt Bentley dynamic ride system stiffens the anti-roll bars in 0.3 seconds, while optional carbon ceramic brakes with 10-piston calipers behind 23-inch forged rims scrub triple-digit speeds with supercar ferocity. Inside, the cabin is equal parts vault and VIP lounge. Precision diamond quilted hides, Dynamica suede accents, and speed embroidery frame, a 1,780-watt 20-speaker Dolby Atmos soundstage. Toggle sport mode and the standard Akrapovic titanium exhaust turns the V8 into a baritone thunderstorm. Yet 4-zone climate control, massaging thrones, and crystal-cut switchgear keeps serenity on tap. Price? Roughly $260,000. 2025 BMW XM Label Red. With a verified 3.4-second sprint, the XM Label Red is the quickest, and at 738 horsepower and 738 lb-ft, the most powerful production BMW ever sold. Its plug-in recipe pairs a hot V8 4.4L twin-turbo engine, 611 horsepower, with a 177 HP electric motor housed in the 8-speed M Steptronic. A 25-mile electric range lets you glide silently to the city limits, then mash the throttle and hit 175 mph with the optional M driver package. Launch control preloads the rear-biased MX drive, while integral active steering pivots the rear wheels up to 2.5 degrees for hatchback-like agility. 48-volt active roll stabilization keeps this 6,140 lb SUV eerily flat through 1G sweeps on staggered 23-inch Michelins. Optional M carbon ceramic brakes with 17.3-inch front rotors shave 75 lbs of unsprung mass and yank the beast down from 124 mph in roughly 330 ft inside. It's half nightclub, half command center. Deep red merino leather with tricolor stitching, vintage quilted inserts, and a prism-lit headliner frame, the BMW curve display running iDrive 9. A 1,475-watt Bowers & Wilkins diamond system floods the cabin, though it can't quite drown out. The V8's baritone when M Sport valves snap open in Sport Plus. Starting around $187,900. This is BMW's priciest and punchiest label to date. 2025 Audi RS Q8 performance clocking 3.3 seconds to 60 mph. The RS Q8 performance is Audi's quickest combustion SUV ever, matching a Cayenne Turbo GT for a fraction of the price. Its upgraded 4.0L twin-turbo V8 pumps out 631 horsepower and 627 lb-ft, channeled through an 8-speed automatic and quattro with rear-axle torque vectoring for tail-happy exits. Launch control hurls the 5,388 lb SUV through the quarter-mile in 11.6 seconds and onto 190 mph. Hardware backs the hype. 48V active anti-roll bars flatten corners, rear-wheel steering nips city U-turns, and standard carbon ceramic brakes with 17.3-inch front rotors stop 60 mph in just 98 8F-taus 23-inch forged wheels shave 11 lbs each, while a titanium exhaust provides a Nürburgring soundtrack for everyday drives. Inside, luxury whispers. Quilted volcano leather, tri-screen MMI with a 12.3-inch virtual cockpit, and a 17-speaker 730W Bang & Olufsen 3D system fill the cabin, but still can't drown the V8's crackle in RS mode. Sticker starts around $137,495, super SUV pace without the Lamborghini price tag. 6 monsters down, 4 to go. Which beast has stolen your heart? Comment below. Then brace for a podium battle that bends physics. 2025. Ferrari Purosangue hitting 60 mph in 3.2 seconds. The Purosangue is the quickest naturally aspirated 12-cylinder SUV ever. Ferrari velocity with room for 4. Its front, mid-mounted 6.5L V12 Screamer unleashes 715 horsepower and 528 lb-ft through an 8-speed dual-clutch and rear-biased all-wheel drive, surging to 193 mph while revving past 8,200 RPM. Grip comes from tech you'll never see. Multimatic true-active dampers powered by 48-volt motors act 20 times per second, replacing anti-roll bars and trimming body roll, so effectively, Ferrari claims a 10% jump in lateral grip. During launch, the car lowers to claw harder off the line. Four-wheel steering sharpens turning, and carbon ceramic rotors vaporize speed with supercar brevity. Inside, it's a rock-star cockpit. Suede carbon seats, twin 10.2-inch screens, one for passengers, and glossed carbon arcs echo the 12-cylinder, 8,250 RPM shriek. The steering wheel wears the Manatino dial and haptic pads, minimal buttons, maximum theater. Cargo space, 16.7 cubic feet, enough for helmet bags and champagne. Starting around $423,000, Ferrari's first FUV turns practicality into a 715-horsepower party trick. 3. 2025 Lamborghini Urus SE Hybrid posting, a verified 3.2-second 0-60 mph. The Urus SE is now the quickest Urus and the fastest four-door Lamborghini ever timed. Its 4.0L twin-turbo V8 pumps 611 horsepower, teamed with a 189 HP electric motor. Inside the 8-speed automatic for a combined 789 horsepower and 701 lb-ft of torque. A 25.9 kWh battery grants 37 electric miles, and more importantly, instant torque that slings this 5,500 lb super SUV to $100 mph in under 9 seconds while trimming emissions by 80%. Chassis wizardry matches the thrust. Rear-wheel steering shortens. Hairpins, 48V anti-roll bars fight lean, and torque vectoring AWD claws for 1.1 G through sweepers. Carbon ceramic rotors, larger than a 911 GT3's vaporized triple-digit speeds without fade. Inside, pure Lamborghini theatrics. Dual 12.3-inch displays, hex vent dash, jet toggle start guard, and Alcantara leather interiors in wild or sustainable colorways. Switch to EV mode and the cabin goes stealth quiet. Switch to Corsa and the titanium exhaust bellows like a distant F1 launch. Pricing begins near $258,000. 2025. Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT Coupe car and driver's V-Box clocks Porsche's hottest Cayenne at 3.1 seconds to 60 mph, eclipsing the Urus SE Hybrid and every AMG SUV on sale. Its remapped 4.0L twin-turbo V8 belches 650 horsepower and 626 lb-ft through an 8-speed Tiptronic S and rear-biased AWD, hurling the coupe to 190 mph. Chassis sorcery makes the mass disappear. A roof-mounted carbon wing, active aero flaps, and titanium sports exhaust trim 55 lbs versus the turbo hybrid. Porsche active suspension management drops 78 mm in Sport Plus, while rear axle steering pivots 5 degrees to carve hairpins like a GT3. Carbon ceramic brakes with 17.3-inch front rotors erase 124 mph in just 330 ft and shrug off track abuse. Inside, it's a race lab meets luxury loft, 18-way Alcantara buckets, a curved 12.6-inch driver display, and Porsche track precision telemetry logging lap deltas down to hundredths of a second. A 1.455W Burmester 3D rig fills the cabin, though most owners mute it and let the V8 soundtrack do the talking. Base price, about $210,600. This is Porsche's quickest SUV ever built. 2025 Aston Martin DBX77 Don't Blink. At 3.1 seconds to 60 mph, the DBX77 outruns every SUV Aston Martin, or anyone else, has ever fielded, surging to a verified 193 mph. Beneath the clamshell hood, an AMG-derived 4.0L twin-turbo V8 inhales through Black Series spec compressors, unleashing 697 horsepower and 664 lb-ft via a 9-speed wet-clutch automatic. Rear-biased AWD can funnel every pound-foot aft for celebrity drifts, while a 48V active roll system stiffens in 0.03 seconds. Triple-chamber air springs juggle ride height, and carbon ceramic brakes erase Autobahn pace with supercar disdain. The 2025 refresh isn't just quicker, it's smarter. Aston bins the old scroll wheel for its own infotainment, a 10.25-inch touchscreen paired with a 12.3-inch cluster, wireless CarPlay, OTA updates, and built-in track telemetry. Bridge of leather, forged carbon trim, and a 23-speaker Bowers Wilkins Dolby Atmos array turn the cockpit into a pole-position victory lap every time you climb aboard. Starting around $249,000, the DBX77 transforms school runs into winter circle parades. And with every 2025 DBX now arriving in 707 spec, you're handed the keys to Aston's flagship performance program. Those were the 10 fastest, most insane SUVs on the planet. And the question remains, which one would you take for a spin? From mind-blowing launches to supercar power in SUV form, these beasts prove speed isn't just for two doors. Drop your pick in the comments, hit subscribe, and stay tuned, because the next adrenaline rush is just around the corner.